Buddy, it's a big update. You know what happened? Um, it was a ridiculous week. It was the week of the underdog here in week 3. Not a good week. We only got like 40% of these games right. Look at this. This was ridiculous this week, and there's still one game to go. So I guess we could jump up and be 7-9. Oh God, it's awful. Anyway, so here's what happened this week. Start with the good. So the Rams were the biggest favorite based on the file, 95%. They did win barely over the Niners. The Eagles were the second best favorite. They won with a 61-year-old field goal with 0 time left on the clock against the Giants. Giants are 0-3 like predicted, so that's good. Now, all right, here's where things start to go haywire. The Steelers look like they really should have walked over the Bears. Predicted score 25-13 here. We end up with the Steelers losing in overtime. I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. What a mess. I had them in one of my picks, even though they weren't my lock of the week. My lock of the week was down here, which also somehow snuck up. But anyway, Steelers lost. That sucks. I mean, everyone's got to have the Steelers in that game. Bummer. All right, Denver and Buffalo. Now, I talked about this in the video. Buffalo's defense is pretty good. I didn't like the 64%. I did kind of feel it could happen. So I'm not too surprised at this, but Denver was still heavily favored. They are away here. Maybe we should look into games in Buffalo being impactful. Chiefs, reliable. I mean, we did get 4 out of the top 6 right. Everything over 60%. We got 4 out of 6. That's not awful, but it's not good. I mean, the Steelers game really hurt. Chiefs did beat the Chargers at the Saw game. Pats looked like they were going to lose, and Brady pulls the horseshoe out of the hole. Yeah, Brady does. Texans end up losing to the Pats, so you barely get that win there, but, whatever. Raiders just completely crapped the bed against the Skins tonight. Skins at home came out playing, pick off, Oakland's offense in the first half completely non-existent. So this was a killer. I had Oakland 2 done. They're out. Tampa and Minnesota. So Minnesota had a decent week 1, had trouble against the Steelers in week 2, and then Tampa only had 1 game under their belt. You can see Tampa's not a great team. They were favored in here, but unlimited stats, and Minnesota really took it to them. So maybe Tampa Bay, of course, is not great. Green Bay, my lock of the week. I looked like they were going to lose. Somehow they pulled it out in overtime, right? 27-24. Rodgers and Brady, man. 2 of them. Crazy. So Green Bay does survive and beat an 0-3 Cincinnati. Tennessee we had favored over Seattle. I questioned it in the video, but I guess there's a reason. Tennessee does have the full 3 games under their belt now. They managed to take out Seahawks. Seahawks are not the team they used to be. No Marshawn, and defense troubles. They're giving up 33 points against Tennessee. Now Carolina, I really like Carolina. Carolina was like my second lock of the week, and the Saints just ran over. I don't know what happened. This game was at home in Carolina. I don't know what happened. Bummer. Dolphins and Jets, I kind of knew, but these 2 teams go at it. Anything can happen. It's almost always a toss-up. I mean, their Jets have been so awful, but yeah, they pulled out. Miami did nothing. Apparently 6. What terrible. Ravens in London, disaster. I mean, this was not predicted. Jacksonville had a decent week 1, but you can see this was still only a 25% favorite for Baltimore. But Flacco was apparently the worst QB rating all season by any quarterback, according to what I heard. I think he passed for like 28 yards or something. Cleveland and Indianapolis, we knew this game was kind of going to be a toss-up, and Indianapolis finally pulled out a win against Cleveland. Who would have thought? Somebody beat Cleveland. Now, Detroit game, I really like this game, and Detroit was the underdog, most lines I saw, and so when they were 11% favorite here, I liked them in this game, and I took them in this game, and they apparently scored on the one. They got like 4 shots at the 1-yard line with like no time left on the clock, and they got in the end zone, and then they called it back for something. I got to watch the highlight on that. All right, because that sucked, and I was really pissed at that because I really wanted to win there. I thought we deserved it. I thought Detroit was a better team. And then we got Arizona and Dallas. Tomorrow night, I got Arizona 6 Dallas probably going to win this game. I mean, it's tough. What you see here is you see 6 out of 10. You're looking at a solid 66% in your top 5, top 10. Everything around 50% or over, right? 5-4. A terrible week. I mean, no one could really predict Pittsburgh. This was sort of predictable, Buffalo and Denver. I think the Raiders really were supposed to walk over the Skins, and then you could have gotten this right. Minnesota showed signs in week 1 of being, and Stephon Diggs apparently had a big day. Tampa Bay's Tampa Bay. So this number I got to review. When you see Tampa or Jacksonville favored heavily like that, I was looking at Tennessee too, thinking this isn't real, but they did manage to beat Seattle. They have a better team. So we're going to move into week 4. Our numbers, let's take a look at everything. Look at all weeks. You can see that percentage-wise, we're now at 59% if you look over to the right here. Overall, 59%. Worst week ever this week. Just suck. Get 60%. We get a win tomorrow night, I guess, if Arizona wins. But I'm not happy with the results here this week. It was just too spotty. If you look at the first 3 weeks and kind of look at where there are groups of yeses here, kind of gets an idea of where it's been reliable. And yeah, still 5 out of the top 6, and the Rams was a real tough loss. Skins are killing me. The Skins are killing me, and it's because I think that the Skins suck worse than they do, because I'm a Washingtonian. And I lost with them here. I lost with them here, right? So 2 of the top 12 picked games are Skins games that I lost. So it makes the numbers are proving it, but still, bummer. Then Kansas City's been solid. You look at your teams that have been solid. Let's start sorting this by team of reference. Team that we're right about a lot. We tend to do well with Atlanta. We tend to do well with Kansas City. There's 3 of these. Should be. Oh, they're not here. Let's watch this. You're going to open this up, this filter, and now resort. And now you get all the 3 games together. Arizona still has a game to play. But, Cleveland, too. A lot of 2 out of 3s. I've been wrong twice with Denver. That's interesting. Wrong twice with Detroit. Right twice with Green Bay. I missed a lot of Indianapolis games and Houston games. Jacksonville, I missed every single Jacksonville game. I've been totally off with them. But the Chiefs have been 2 out of 3. Chargers, all 3. You know the Chargers are going to lose. Look at that. Rams, 2 out of 3. A huge loss with the Rams there. And then they beat Indianapolis. Rams and Indianapolis are 2 teams I do not want to play with. 2 out of 3. 1 out of 3. Pats, 2 out of 3. Saints, 2 out of 3. Giants, all 3. You know the Giants are going to lose. 2 out of 3 for Oakland. All 3 Eagles. Now that's interesting. Eagles have been predictable and come up big, so that's nice to see. Pittsburgh lost 2 out of 3. Wow. Because I've had them flipped. Ugh. San Francisco, you know they're going to lose. Seattle has sort of predictable there. Seattle's only 7%. And then they lost that game. Titans, 2 out of 3. Skins lost 2 out of 3. So we'll move into week 4, and we will see what we have. I'll update the stats. These are not right yet. I'm going to update all the stats this week and get the file out. We got to do better, folks. Got to do better. I promised 75%, and we're at 59 right now with the Monday night game tomorrow night. This 40 is awful, but it was a week of upsets, and I don't know what to tell you other than only games where I feel like you could have got this right were I feel like this Denver-Buffalo game, we talked about it a little bit. I think that, what happened with Carolina? Miami and the Jets could have been a toss-up. Browns and the Colts could have been a toss-up. Just a lot of things didn't go our way down here, but I'm upset with the Steelers, and I'm upset with the Raiders. So we're moving on to week 4, and Kansas out.